If you want to buy back your time, you got to be efficient and you got to make sure that you're hyper-focused. So for the 2 hours when I was prospecting, I was making dials. Boom, 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 getting my dials in. By the time that prospecting session is done, I've done my whole day's work pretty much. Other realtors that I would see at that time, later on at the office or later on in the week, they haven't done what I did in those 2 hours in 2 weeks or even 2 years. I got the secret sauce for this video. I mean, there's a lot of things that I can say is maybe number one on the list for everybody. If you're a heavy hitter and you want to skyrocket your business, this is the thing you have to control. And the people that I know that are totally in control, accelerate, obsess, and are maxed out in their life, they control this one thing better than anybody, okay? And what it is, it's you don't have enough of it and you cannot buy it. The topic I'm talking about is time. And the people that do the best in the world and their craft, they know how to bend time. Yeah, they can't get more than 24 hours in a day, but they use that 24 hours so efficiently and so effectively that they just seem to have so much more time than the rest of us. So in this video, I'm going to show you some of the tips and tricks that they use and I have adopted to make sure that we can do everything that we want to do in a given day to max out our results. So either you control time or time controls you. Think about that for a second. We have limited time. We can either control it or it will control us. So in order for you to control it, there's certain practices that you have to do. I remember back in the day when I had no concept of time. I would wake up whenever my body wants to wake up. I would do the things that I need to do by fluke. You ever watch your life and sometimes you're just running behind all the time? You're a minute late there, you're 10 minutes late there, you're eating food out the door because you're going to hit traffic before you get to work. It's like we're always against a race with time. Now imagine you can sit back and like a ninja just control it like a Jedi, and you can bend it, you can twist it, you can command it. One of the things that I really want you to adopt if you want to command your time and just bend it towards your advantage is to understand how close your goals really are. We have a depth perception issue. We don't have a vision issue because a lot of us are big dreamers. You rather have a lot of money than little money. I'm sure you rather have love in your life than no love in your life. And I'm sure you'd rather have an amazing fit body than an unfit body. So we do have visions and dreams. That's 1000%. But what we do is we think those are so far away. But the reality is they're close to us, very close to us. And it's doing the things that we need to do and just making sure that we do the things that we say that we're going to do that is the difference. So really acknowledging the fact that our goals, our dreams are very close to us. Sink that in. So as a realtor, I used to think my goals were so far away, okay? I used to walk into the room and there was a whole bunch of agents that are really selling a lot of properties. And I always thought that was so far away, but it wasn't. It was actually very close to me. And I really had to do is just adjust what I was doing on a daily basis. Okay, enjoying the journey, and then my results started compounding. So just realizing, guys, that it is really close to you instead of far away, you're gonna get more momentum. Think about running a marathon. That's a long way to run. So you pace yourself. Your cadence is slow. But imagine you're running a sprint, a 100-meter race. You know that 100-meter line is really close. So you sprint to it. You go all out. So going all out on your day, understanding that your goals are very close, because when they're very close and you realize that they are, you're going to move faster. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you do that. Make sure you understand that all of these things are not far away. This tip is huge. If you want success in your life, you have to win your morning. I remember when I used to sleep in all the time. Okay. I never even used to put on an alarm clock. Whenever I wake up, I wake up. I was an entrepreneur, right? No one's taking attendance. It's not like I'm in high school and someone's going to see if I'm there. If I don't show up, I don't show out. If I don't show up, nobody gets affected by me. So why should I put on an alarm? So when you start understanding that you need to win your morning, you wake up with a purpose. Wake up early. Set an alarm. Set an intention. Now, when you wake up in the morning, don't get dictated by your cell phone. Because the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start checking your emails, your missed calls while you were sleeping, and now time is dictating you. You need to dictate time. Wake up early enough where you're not rushing so you can take some time for yourself. In my morning routine, I make sure I get some water in. I make sure I get some physical activity in, cardio, whatever the case may be, and then boom, I'm off to the races, okay? But I try not to look at my phone for the first 30 minutes while I'm up. That's why it's very important to win your morning, because you're not playing from behind. And the things that you want to do are out of the way, and it's not occupying your mind, so you can be at a better pace. The other thing that is really important when you wake up in the morning is to be in peak performance. So for those of you that like hitting the weights or hitting the gym or doing some kind of exercise, if you don't do it in the morning, it's in your head. And you're like, okay, I didn't work out. So two things are happening. You're not fully focused on the day ahead because you're feeling guilty. And second of all, you haven't done your workout. Third of all, that means you're not in peak performance. So wake up earlier, do your workout, get in peak performance. That is a key on winning your time back, okay? The next step I really want you to hear is win your evening. I know you're good. Some of us have really practiced and won our mornings, but we have to win our evenings. So in the evenings, make sure you do the things that you need to do to prepare for the next day, okay? Pack your meals if you're meal prepping. Have your clothes out for the next day. If you don't put them out, I don't put them out. I'm being honest with you, but I know what it is. Okay, I'm going to wear that and that tomorrow because I have meetings that dictate this kind of wear. So before I go to bed, I make a mental note. Okay, today I'm going to put on the blue suit, or today's a jeans and t-shirt day because I don't have many meetings. Make sure you know what you're wearing the next day. Make sure you know what you're eating the next day. Hey, I'm going to do a shake in the morning after my workout. Then I got some meal prep I'm going to take with 2 meals when I go with me. And then I'm going to come home and I'm going to eat dinner. It's out of the way. I'm not thinking about it. I'm bending time. Okay, so in the evening, make sure you prepare for the next day. Now, when you get really good at this, you start preparing for the next week. You start preparing for the next month. Obviously, we all prepare for the next year, but it all goes back down to the micro habits. So do the daily thing. So when I say we all prepare for the next year, we always say we have a New Year's resolution. It's January 1st, right? But have a resolution every single day. I also want you to buy back your time by using your calendar. I cannot live without my Google Calendar. It doesn't work. My life does not work anymore. So I am scheduled. My hours are scheduled. My minutes are scheduled. So now what I do is when I'm in the evening, I pull up my calendar when I'm in my bed and I just look at what I have to do the next day. My day is now planned well in advance, weeks in advance. I have my meetings planned, and then I'm adding things on the go that are more important, shifting and sorting if something last minute happens, but the bulk of it is already planned. So what I do in the evening before I sleep, I'm like, okay, what do I got tomorrow? Boom. I try to leave out the morning hours. Now, if you get really busy, you have to wake up earlier. Remember that tip that I shared with you? Because if you want to do your morning routine, sometimes when you get really busy, you can work. You have to wake up earlier. I remember when my life wasn't so busy, back in the university days, or even when I first got into real estate and I didn't understand how much work it was, I would go to the gym at like 10, 11 a.m. I would wake up, watch sports highlights, have my coffee, have my pre-workout, and then I'd head to the gym at 10 o'clock. I can't do that anymore. I mean, it was fun, but was it fun? I don't know. You guys asked that question. I'm having a lot more fun now because I'm super efficient. So make sure you throw things in your calendar It's all scheduled, so that way you are using your time wisely. You're not fluking your time, you're organizing your time. Some of the things that I talked about, you might have heard already, okay? But just because you heard them, that doesn't mean you're practicing them. Okay. Knowing something and doing something is totally different. I hear a lot of people in life say, yeah, I know. You tell them something, I know. But are you doing it? Because the truth is success comes in the little things that we know that we should do, but we do it for a long enough period of time. It's really that simple. So make sure you do the things that we're talking about. But here's something you may or may not know. I want you to start to time block. This is a very advanced technique, and the maxed out individuals that I know, the super achievers that I know, they are very good at time blocking, okay? So the topic I'm going to talk about right now is time blocking and being hyper focused during that time block. So when I was prospecting as a realtor, I would prospect. It would change. The times would change, right? So let's say it's from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. or 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., whatever that is. I would do 2 hours of prospecting. I would be so efficient during that prospecting call. Everything else goes to the side. I actually was prospecting from a landline back then because I didn't want my cell phone to ring. I used to shut my cell phone off. I didn't go and fuss around with which numbers to call because in my preparation stage, what was the night before, remember I talked about that, I had all the numbers and phone numbers I would dial. I wouldn't make one call, go back to my CRM and make a note, make one call and get on the long conversation, and then like, okay, I got to send them the email that they wanted. They asked for 6 properties. Oh, my 2 hours is up and I got 2 conversations. Hell no, that's not how this works. If you want to buy back your time, you got to be efficient and you got to make sure that you're hyper focused. So for the 2 hours when I was prospecting, I was making dials. Boom, 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 getting my dials in. By the time that prospecting session is done, I've done my whole day's work pretty much. Other realtors that I would see at that time, you know, later on at the office or later on in the week, they haven't done what I did in those 2 hours in 2 weeks or even 2 years. I got more conversations in those 2 hours than a lot of people did ever, because most realtors don't prospect. But it was only 2 hours. By the time noon hit, my workout was done. My prospecting is done. I'm pretty much done. Now it's just appointments and other things that I want to do, creating content and all that kind of stuff. So I can't really emphasize enough how important time blocking is. If you learn to time block, you can actually get 2 days in one day. You can say I have a day from 6 to noon and another day from noon to 8. Time blocking is very important. Imagine getting 2 days out of one day. That is amazing. Be efficient, be focused. Okay, I want you to start measuring your performance. If it's not tracked, it doesn't count. I want you to start taking inventory of yourself. Yes, it's called accountability. We hire accountability coaches and those are great. But why can't we be accountable to ourselves? Take an inventory. So some people that are more advanced than even I am, they take an hourly inventory. I'm not there yet. Okay. I want to be totally honest with you, but I do take a daily inventory. So at night, which is my time to prepare for the next day, I do all this stuff while, you know, YouTube's on in the background or whatever you like to do, your sports highlights, your Netflix show, whatever it is. I do believe in balance, but I'm doing this while this is on the background and I'm preparing for my next evening. And I'm also taking inventory. My inventory is very easy now. I look at my calendar. Did I do this? Did I do that? Did I do this? Did I do that? Yeah. Oh, perfect. I did all my meetings. Awesome. Oh, I did my prospecting. Cool. Oh, I went to the gym early in the morning. That's a bonus. I got all my macros in because I did my meal prep. Now I took an inventory of that and I'm like, okay, I give myself an A. That was good. Oh man, I was sick or whatever. I didn't do any of it. Okay, I get a D. But I'm taking an inventory and I'm being honest with myself. Grade yourself at the end of the day, because what happens is when you know you're going to take an inventory of yourself, your time during the day gets more efficient. You are your own accountability coach. You're going to give yourself a letter grade at the end of the day. Was that an A today? Was that an A plus? You know what's going to happen when you get like 3 Ds in a row? You're going to be like, okay, man, like time to strap up. All right. If you can't take your own inventory and you want to get your time back, I strongly suggest you hire a coach. Do it anyway. Okay. Because if it wasn't for my coaches, I wouldn't have known to take my daily inventory. I learned that from them. So you should always hire a coach. A coach can, in anything that you do, whether it's your fitness or your business or whatever you're trying to do, create content. There's people out there that are experts in that. Take your time and interview the people that you, before you hire them, because hiring the wrong person can hurt. But once you hire the right person, your time is going to be way more productive. Okay? Hire the coach and take accountability for yourself. I kind of touched on this a little bit before, but once you start doing these things, guys, you're going to make a lot more money. That's simply the truth. Better habits create more success. And if you're creating better habits in your business, that's going to create more wealth. Okay? So as you get wealthier, you can buy your time back even more. I hired a personal chef at some parts of my life. And when I get sick of that, I do some meal prep. I don't want to cook all the time. Yes, I do cook on the weekends for my kids and when we're having fun. You know, that I like that atmosphere. But I'm an entrepreneur. My wife is an entrepreneur. We don't have time to make a 5-course meal, right? Remember I said, buy your time back. So the wealthier you get, you can get better, tastier prepared food, because I ain't no chef. I ain't going to lie, but I can throw things together. I can get better tasting food for a cost that's buying my time back. I can also hire cleaners. I have a cleaner that cleans my house. You know, and those old school people, you know, a lot of them being in my family, they're like, oh, you're so lazy. You're lazy. You have a cleaner, you have a chef, you're lazy. No, I'm not. I can't have these conversations with them because it's on different levels. I'm not saying higher or lower levels, but different levels. In my head, I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not lazy. I'm efficient. I'm smart. I'm a genius. I also have someone that does my lawn. I have someone that shovels the snow. If you're watching this video and you don't have a place where it snows, lucky you, because it's about to snow down on us. But what I'm saying is I have all those people that help me to buy my time back. I'm going to share a little time when I was cutting my lawn. This was back over a decade ago now. I was cutting my lawn. I had my AirPods on, cutting my lawn, doing some gardening. I went inside. I missed a call. I lost $10,000. It was a little bit more. It was closer to $12,000 because a person that I was showing a house to bought a house at an open house, and they were trying to call me. And then they end up putting an offer with listing, the listing real. Then they end up putting an offer with the listing agent who's doing the open house. I learned 2 lessons that day. Make sure you get your guys on a BRA contract, a buyer's contract. But second of all, don't do the things that don't serve you. I saved $30 that day that I could have paid someone to cut my grass, and I lost $12,000. Do the math. Be more efficient. Buy your time back. So all in all, I want you to see time as a priority. Make it a conscious, subconscious effort, goal to see time as a priority. Don't let it waste, because although we can't buy more time, we can do more with the time that we have if you follow these steps. And if you follow these steps, you're going to really understand that you're in momentum. I talk about momentum a lot because when you're in momentum, you do more. You're at a faster cadence. You know when you have those lazy days, those cheat days, or whatever you want to call them, and it is so hard to even get out of your couch because the remote is on the table and you're like, oh man, I don't want to go get the remote. You're just hanging out. You're chilling. We all have those days. I'm not faulting you for those days. But what I'm saying is, compare that to a day when you're momentum. Picture you're traveling the next day. How many things do you get done when you're traveling the next day? You'll do all your packing. You'll finish all your business. You'll pay all your bills. You'll do all your banking. Everything gets done because you know you're leaving. You're in momentum. So if you want to make your time even more efficient, be in momentum. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video where I shared with you some of the tips that make high achievers really own their time. Remember, either your time owns you or you own your time. And if you own your time, you're going to be far more productive and you're going to have a lot more happiness and wealth. See you guys on the next video.